Hi. So this is a lovely time to do a little bit of a share about self-love, and I wanted to follow up on self-love as it relates to relationships and dating, because the summertime is actually the time when not only are we having fun and we're more likely to be out and be more social, we're showing more skin. It happens to also be the time where people are likely or more likely to get into a new relationship. So I wanted to do a little bit of a talk on the things that we are doing that actually hinder our ability to get into a relationship. And I'll preface this by talking about self-love. I think everybody that talks about being successful in a relationship will share that loving yourself is a prerequisite for being in a successful, intimate relationship. But I want to clarify that the things that you do to love yourself may not necessarily be the same things that you would do to prepare yourself to be in relationship with another person to love you. So I want to talk today about what those things are that are self-loving but not necessarily helpful and sometimes hurtful to actually getting into a relationship, and provide some alternatives of other things that you can do that will better support you in getting into a new relationship. So one of the first things is that a relationship is a primary commitment. And so sometimes I did this myself, and I see other people doing this. They say they want to be in a relationship, and then they happen to get a dog, which is great. I love dogs, but dog is a primary commitment. The other thing that we end up doing is taking on a huge amount of time in terms of a work commitment, or working a lot or working too much. Or even traveling a lot. Traveling is great, so much fun, but if we're traveling so much that we're never home, we're never really available for someone to begin a relationship with us. So those are three things that we can do that are very self-loving, very fun, maybe even helpful for our success and our companionship, but don't really create the space for a relationship, or might crowd out the space that a relationship needs. So if you are looking to bring in or attract or cultivate a new relationship, make sure that you're creating space for it, both physically by clearing out the clutter in your physical spaces, as well as through time, by making the time to be available for a relationship, and minimizing or balancing out your other commitments that might get in the way of you having that balance in your life. So the other way that I see that people do things that are self-loving but not necessarily helpful in being in relationship is that they spend a lot of time with their friends that are married, or spend a lot of times with their friends who have families and children, which again is great, good for your social life, good for your fulfillment. But if all of your friends that you're hanging out with are married and have children, it may not allow you the opportunity to meet people who are single, or meet people who are available for a relationship. So in addition to creating the time and the space for dating and being available for a relationship, it's also really important that you create the actual behaviors of being in spaces where you can meet new people who are available to be in relationship with. So I love my colleague Anne's advice about being the pioneer in your social life. So that can mean that you invite your own friends that you already have to do an activity or go to an event that you're interested, that's meaningful for you, that might give you the chance to also meet or interact with other people, or be in a different situation that can open up other opportunities. The other thing is that you can be the pioneer in your own social life by trying situations or trying things that you haven't tried before, but going alone or going with maybe somebody that you haven't really spent that much time with, maybe trying to make a new friend, or build a new relationship, but doing something that you have yet to do and would like to do more of, such as going to a class, I know there's tons of meetup groups, even like going to, a different part of town that you haven't been to before. So those are two ways to kind of get out, meet new people, expose yourself to different situations. And then the other one that's really interesting is I often see that a lot of people say that they go out and they're wondering why they're not meeting people, and they're complaining about how they're not meeting people. But when I ask them, like, are you talking to anyone while you're actually out in these spaces, they say no. So in addition to going to the new space or going to a place where there's available people, it's really important that you engage and you talk to the people in a way that you can start to connect. So that's the fifth thing. So I would love to hear how these practices go. I would love to hear if you have other behaviors that you know about that either hinder or help your ability to be in a relationship, or even specifically to attract a new relationship. So look forward to hearing from you. Please feel free to share the video, and I will see you guys next time. I'm gonna get off this live chat now because it is Friday, and I am going to go out and enjoy a new situation with new people and practice what I preach. All right, enjoy and have fun. See you guys next time.